So let's talk about the Wargaming Tactics. We've been exploring some different tactica, cutting down that learning curve and pushing up those fundamentals to the Wargaming Tactics playlist here on the channel. And my goal as a wargaming enthusiast is to give you that win, cut down that learning curve. The tactica that you would gain in, say, playing 10 games, if we can explore some ideas, general tabletop principles, can we get the equivalent experience in 5 or 4 games? And the Wargaming Tax is an interesting aspect in that it's a stealth tax. You might not be aware of it. Sometimes it costs you tremendously where you take certain units in your wargaming system and they're just not performing. They're getting destroyed on the tabletop and you're getting frustrated. So what is the tax? We've got the list. The list is the army, armada, warband, whatever that's going to be that you're playing that you take. And those units that you select based on your army, your faction, you go head to head against an opponent. And you generally have an idea of what you're going to do and how it's going to work, layered over the tactics and the dice. Sometimes it works, tabletop glory, other times not so much. The tax is where you take a unit and that unit, in order to perform, needs other units to assist it or needs other upgrades, war gear, whatever that's going to be, in order to work. Otherwise, it is not going to work. An example here being, let's say I pay 250 squadron points for this amazing unit. Super powerful, super killy, super Death Star. But in order to make it work, I need to buy 3 or 4 other units to combo with it and give synergies. And I need to buy some way of transporting it on the table. And all of a sudden, you're up to like 600 or 700 squadron points. Depending on the game, the size of the game, this means that you might not be able to make the unit work, or by paying that tax of other units that are needed, well, now you don't have enough for your other wargaming units. Remember, there's a duality going on. You're playing the mission, whatever those mission objectives are, that's what you're trying to do, that's what you're trying to capture. But at the same time, you need to get out there and be killy and remove your opponent's models, hopefully quicker than they're removing yours, so this way they cannot accomplish the mission. Wargamers early on get into trouble because you focus mainly on the killy, and you can destroy a lot of stuff on your opponent, but still lose the game, still lose the mission, unless it's like an annihilation mission. Likewise, you always hear play the mission, play the mission, play the mission. Okay, you go after mission goals, but then halfway through, you've got no model mass, unit mass left on the table because your opponent's just been killing you and you've got nothing in response. So the duality is you need to be going after both. You need to be going after the mission and at the same time getting all killy on your opponent. So taking these units that might have a tax, a hidden tax in order to make them work, what that means is in medium to smaller point games, you don't have enough in order to do that. That's usually why the Death Stars and powerful units you leave off or out until medium to larger size games. So if something isn't performing correctly, isn't performing well on the tabletop, it could be tactica. It could, and that's what we're here to work on. But it could also be you need other units or whatever that's going to be in order to even make it work, to begin to make it work on the tabletop. Do you have those? And then are they worth it?